wanted to. Good morning, everybody. Or good afternoon or good evening, because it's morning where I am right now. I had to get my stuff ready, so you know how that works. So today we'll be coloring in The Wizard of Oz by Fabianna Attanasio. No, this is not the picture we're coloring. We are coloring this lovely double page spread. I thought this would be a fun one to color, a double page. I know some people are like, well, I'd be coloring this in order, but I'm not. I'm coloring the pages I genuinely think of and like, first of all. In some of those books, I know this is a fairy tale one, but still, I still like the book. This is out of print. Unfortunately, I couldn't give you a link to it. So, you know, like I like to try and give you guys links. I know there's a poster in the back. All the Fabiana books have posters in the back. So, of course, I have the poster here, which I haven't never even looked at the poster, to tell you the truth. It's a big poster. This is what happens when they get stuck, you know, and the post gets stuck. This is the humongous poster if you guys ever see one. I can't even tell you how big this poster is. This just gives you an idea how big the poster really is. This is a humongous poster, so that probably would be the last thing I would do in any of these books is do the poster last. I know somebody did the poster first. You guys get an understanding just how big that poster really is. Hi, Michelle. I also sent one to Robin and a few other people so I could get somebody here to chat with. So, yeah, I'm happy. Yay. Well, we'll start with the Hepshing pencils first. These are like my favorite budget-friendly pencils. So, So when asked me, what would I do if I ran out of these pencils? And I go, well, I'll buy more when the time comes. So we got 4 people in the room. Wow, now we only got 1. So these are called Finding the Lost Girl pencils or the Hepshing pencils because they have like 2. When I bought them, they were Finding the Lost Girl pencils. So they weren't that much money either. What were they, like $17, $18? I think they range sometimes. Sometimes they're $15. You know, we are making progress. I did see. Oh, okay. So, yay. I know there's other people streaming too. So, but I figure, you know, I ended up getting a day off. So, I've also started applying for other jobs, and I'm hoping I'll get a job, another job, which will be full time. And you know, if you get a job that's full time, but I also want a job that can give me retirement benefits like a 401k or a pension. So I've been looking into those jobs. I've been applying, and I'm hoping I can get one near where I live. But you know, I may have to make an hour or 2 commute. So I'm trying to think about what's best for me. You know, I don't just want to live off of Social Security when I get old, and I'm at the point where I'm like at the age where I'm like, I need to start doing these things. You know. I just don't want to get stuck in jobs and then get no benefit from them, you know. I also want to pay down my debt. I want to be out of debt by the time I'm 52, 55 years old. There is the possibility that I could pay off my my Macy's card by the end of the year. And that would be one less credit card. That would save me so much money. If I could do that. So Then we have to do this in green. I know I'm doing like very vibrant colors. I love seeing the colors be very vibrant. Yeah, I like these pencils. They're very good pencils. This is green. That's a nice green. You know, different pencils are going to work differently on your paper. The thing about this is that these are some of these books, these fairy tale books from Fabiana, you can't get them unless you go overseas. I happen to see the new Lana Green book that she's has over for pre-order. I'm sorry, I like the book, but I don't like it enough to pay $36 even with shipping. The book is $18 with shipping. It would be like $37 for that new book, and it's in hardcover. But you have to go through Etsy, so they're charging you an insane amount of money. I think the book is beautiful. Don't get me wrong; it's a beautiful book, but not for that price. Plus, right now I'm trying to. My mother says I have a lot of stuff, but you know what? I do. I used to have a lot more. I told her. You know, when you have a second person living with you, it really does help you with the food and the bills. You know, food is the number one thing I seem to buy. Like, even though I'm on a no coloring book or a book buy for this month, it really does help. See, the thing about some books is I don't like when they do this edge stuff here. These are called Finding the Lost Girl pencils. I'll put a link up to these at another time, but they're such a great pencil. They're only like $18. You know, someone will tell me, well, how do you know what a good budget pencil is? Well, it depends on what kind of colorist. You know, me, I'm a heavy-handed colorist by nature, so when I use my Prismas, I have to be more softer and lighter handed with them. That's kind of hard to learn to do. But then when I started using markers and brush tips, you know, I didn't have to go as rough with the markers, and the markers actually helped me be better with become a better colorist via pencils. So that's another way you can think of it. See, this is the scarecrow's hat. You can kind of do different things with it. I think the majority of our first out, you know, this might be a two-parter. I think this definitely will be a two-parter for us. So this, it doesn't look like it's hard, but actually it's going to be a lot harder than it looks because I got to do a dress, I got to do a skin tone. So everything is different when you. No, I still love my Prismas. I like colors. I'm sorry the link didn't work. My links are just weird. You know, YouTube's weird about things. Like now I can't even post it to my group. It just automatically goes into the public feed, but I want it to go back into my group and I don't understand how it's not. Before it was letting me do that, and YouTube changed the way the settings worked. Yeah, so did Facebook's. You know, when you get used to something and you're like, you have to change it, it's like, why? I am making progress in my top 10. It's just not, you know, sometimes progress takes a while. No, April's been a very different month. And this is April Fairy Tales month, so. Yes, you did. But you know what channel to get to. Some people don't. Oh, wow, 7 of you. Yay. Hello to the other 6 people in the chat. Yay. Let's hope we don't get any. Let's hope we don't get any bots. This is probably going to be yellow. I know this is all going to be yellow, so remember that. We'll probably make him darker yellow, the outside of him. And this will probably be a light yellow to do a contrast. These. Done, guys. I have some stuff in here, but I don't remember what it's for. You know, like I have some of the kids' stuff in here too. So sometimes, you know, I use stuff and I call it the kids' stuff because I let the kids play with my other stuff. Burnt ochre. I have so many pencils, it's not even funny. Then when the kids come over, I have a box just for watching. Oh, Lordy, they always put so many ads on here, but more ads. You know, I try to tell them be conservative about it. This is a polychromos now. This is somehow this got mixed in with some of the other stuff. I don't know how it got mixed in with my other stuff. And some of you may be like, oh, what is that? This is like one of the cheaper ones. Look at that. You can still slice it up with this little pencil sharpener. I mostly prefer my half mat, but I also have in my shipping list, I think I have the Monarchs on my shopping list because very soon I'm going to need more of my Black Widow Monarchs. I know, right? So, you didn't much. Oh, yeah, I'll do this. No, I think, Wizard of Oz is a very, what I like to call a journey fairy tale in a way, with a quest or an idea. But it's also a very green fairy tale. And then today, this one, I decided this month would be fairy tales because I haven't worked in my fairy tale books. And we're using the sun today, so we'll probably color only for about an hour or so today because I don't want to exhaust my hand. Now, if you buy the Hepchings, which is not this one, which is, someone asked me, what would you categorize the Lost in Wonderland? Now, honest to God, I would say that the way they color kind of remind me of a little bit of a cross, like somewhat of the Holbeins, but I think they're closer to what these are. Because when I color with them, they feel more like I'm coloring with my polychromos. Well, I feel like when I use my polychromos, I don't blend very well with them, but I have other pencils that do the job just as well, blending wise. But blending wise, I still say that Prisma is hands down of the pencils that blend the best. So we will do this whole thing. I will do the whole fence first because I want to keep it uniform and not mess up it. Sometimes a picture doesn't start coming again until you start coloring it. Yay, you're back, Michelle. All the colors. Now, someone goes to me, what is the quest journey? Hi, Robin. How are you? We are coloring from this book today, The Wizard of Oz. So, now, even when the polys go down, I still get a lot of color from them. Someone asked me, what are the best sharpeners for when you get like thick pencils? Like, I'm like, what do you mean like thick pencils? Like, do you mean like the lumen? Well, those big thick wooden ones? Big thick wooden ones, I would recommend you get like a big sharpener, not the hand cranks, because some of the bigger ones can break your hand cranks. So be very careful when you get those big sharpeners. Because some of them will break your pencil, so be very careful when you do that. I tend to put a plastic binder sheet here, so because the way I color, everything bleeds through to the next page, no matter how it is. So I started doing that to help me. Me personally, I think fairy tales are great because they tell a story, you know. You want a happy ending to the journey. And most times you get that, but not always in the original ones. Also, guys, did you guys see the new Color in Heaven magazine that they're going to come out with for April? This month's book. I didn't get March's book, so I sent them an email. So hopefully they'll be sending me another copy because my copy apparently, for whatever reason, I haven't been getting my issues in a very timely fashion. Now, if I don't get my issue by the time I get the email for the new one, then I send an email out. Because I paid, you know what it is? I pay monthly. So, you know, I know when the new one come back. So the new one is going to be Little Mermaid by Fabiana Attanasio. And I loved her Alice in Wonderland book. I don't think I have any more on this one. You see how many great pictures are in this one? I really like this book. I don't know if I'm keeping it or not. I probably might keep this one of all the fairy tales if I do that. Because I love the book. So this is a problem with 2-page spreads because whatever you do in one, you have to do in the other one. Yes, Robin is here. So I feel like it's always a lot of stuff to do. I try to use up my little pencils first because I'm so happy I get to see my nieces on this weekend. They're coming over, so I'm really happy about that. That makes me extremely happy to see them. Brings a smile to my face, you know. I didn't get to see them last time because I unfortunately had to work. I think maybe tomorrow or Friday I'm going to get my nails done because they need to be done. I haven't done them in a while and they're so uneven, my nails. So they need to be done. Plus I'm applying for jobs. So it's important that when I go for jobs that I give the best appearance. I mean, you should always care about your appearance, but you have to care more so when you're trying to get a job because these people. Okay, for a moment we unsuccessfully didn't connect. I don't know why I get that message. And it's not on my end, it's really like on YouTube's. So when we disconnect, that's a bad thing. I don't know if this is meant to be water. This is meant to be. I know these are meant to be clouds, so. No, do that. I can't wait. You guys all know what I'm talking about. I miss that little dog. That little because he's like, I will beat everybody up. And I'm like, oh, please, no, don't let him do that. Is light cobalt turquoise. The reason I do that is put that there so I don't accidentally cause more marks to come into what I've already worked on. No, the pictures always seem to take me a long time. Double page spreads take a long time. That's okay. I can understand with even with that with the typos. Michelle. I'm actually right now, Robin, reading 3 books. 3 books is what I'm reading right now. I'm reading Crow Mary by Kathleen Grissom for my book club on Friday. I am about almost 60% done with it. It's about a North Dakota Indian woman. It's about a Crow woman. And so the book takes place in 1865, starts like a little before the Civil War, during the Civil War and after the Civil War, mostly after. And she marries this white man. And so far, everything seems to be going well. I'm like 60% into the book. It's really very, very quick read. I'm enjoying that kind of book. Normally, I don't, these are not the books I normally would have read, but this book club that we do on Fridays is very good. And then for the other book club, which is the Romantasy book club that I do the last Monday of every month, we are reading The Heartless Hunter. It's book 1 more. It's about witches, and it's a lovers to enemy trope, which is really very, very good. I enjoyed that. I'm only 30% into that. And then for my pleasure book, I'm reading a book called Gathana Runics. It's a Beauty and the Beast retelling. You guys may have seen that on one of the live streams. I showed you that book. That's a really I'm enjoying that book immensely. Those are the 3 that I'm reading. I think the next book club for the next month for the Monday club is what's the next book for that Monday club? And then I think the next book for next month is the plot for the Friday book club. So that's pretty much what's on my reading list. So what have you been reading, Robin? I like to also talk about other things I'm doing, my other hobbies. So if anybody's interested in that. So, we're already halfway done. Wow, we're already at 30 minutes. It's okay to have a lot of typos. People used to say I was a pencil criminal. I used to have some people would call me a pencil criminal. This is one of my favorite. The Fabiana fairy tale books are so cute. There are a lot of books I want, but right now I'm not getting them. I've been pretty good about my no-buy this month. But I tell you, my number 1 purchase that I buy, if it's not coloring books, is food. I spend so much on groceries. Thank God I have my mother and me do this together. See, for me, the only way I can do double spreads is if And on this page, it has to match that. So then if I ever got into doing the posters for these books, you know what would happen, right? That would have to be like a major stream because it would have to be going on there. Nowhere am I ready to do those posters for these books. I remember when these books first came out, how hot they were and how everybody was gobbling them up. You know, I said to someone, I have enough books. The only things that I purchase every month are my Color in Heaven subscription, my Adobe's, and my colored pencil magazine, but I'm trying to get out of that subscription right now. They're not letting me get out of that subscription. Not easily enough anyway. When I lived in New York, I was doing the sketch boxes, and then, you know, I canceled the sketch box, number one, because I was moving. Number two, I just could not afford to do that subscription anymore. Plus, I was getting a bunch of supplies I didn't really need. So to me, it's like, you know, try to do things that you need rather than things you want. You know, and I'm perfectly content with how many books I have right now. Maybe one day I'll stop buying again, but like I used to, but not as much as I think I used to back in the day, because I'm realizing, you know, I only have so much space in my house and my closets, you know, and I have to share that space with my mother. So, plus, I also like buying electronic books, ebooks, e-coloring books instead, because then I can just print what I need rather than it take up a whole physical space. Diamond paintings, I mean, I'm not buying excessively anymore. I have what I need to diamond paint. I mean, in order for me to buy one, it has to be what you call extraordinary. And this is the color here that I did for Dorothy. So I want to try and keep her outfit as similar as I can to this, if I can keep it similar. The thing green. Grass green. This is a polychromo. This is called grass green. Someone asks, why do I like the polychromos? You know, here's the thing. Polychromos has a lot of good greens. Prismas are good for a lot of blending stuff. Prismas are really good for skin tones. Polychromos, for me, I know some people can blend and layer with them. I like the vibrancy, number one, of the colors. And number two, I can straight color a lot easier with these pencils than I can with the Prismas. You know, here's the thing about Prismas is that they're really a thin pencil, so hence very thin, very thin. See, I think this is meant to be part of the outfit. Make sure when I color it that it's part of the. You guys have probably guessed I like very vivid, bright colors. You know, this gonna like, to me, I think like Wizard of Oz. I think greens. I think blues. I think vivid colors. You know, a lot of what's going to be on my live stream this month is going to be fairy tales, and you know, I'm going to actually make an addendum to that. Ivy and the Inky Butterfly counts as a fairy tale. So that will count as a fairy tale. The Eerie books, the World Literature book and Around the World book, there's one with the fairy tale characters on it. I will consider both the last two, Eerie's last two, because one is World Literature and then the other one is the fairy tales book that she has. So those can both count as fairy tales. Johanna Basford's Ivy and the Inky Butterfly, I will count that as a fairy tale. If you have a Korean coloring book or a Chinese book that is somehow that says they're fairy tales, I will count those too. Like if you have the Korean fairy tale coloring book, it's called Korean fairy tale coloring book. I consider that a yes. Those are for the hashtag, if anybody's wondering. The hashtag is April Fairy Tales. See, this paper is very, very good for pencils. And I love the PDFs that I've been getting. Oh, Michelle, you have a Yorkie, right? Well, Nori Art has a Yorkie digital. It's a digital coloring book, so I don't know if you can print out PDFs or not. When I wasn't working, my mother was busy. I called what is it called? Your ears don't pop, or your ears are so flooded you can't hear, and everything is like muted. I think they call it like a swimmer's ear. Well, right now I have that, so tomorrow I'm going to the doctor's to try and get it fixed, or at least the very least get my ears cleaned, because otherwise it's just too much. So I'm hoping I can get that done tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm going to the doctor to get that fixed. So I know it's like so annoying because you can't hear everything. I was hoping this would be cleared up in a day or two, and it's been lasting about 4 or 5. I've had this since WrestleMania weekend, so I know it's now a problem. So now it's been what, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I hate the clogged ears. It's so annoying to have clogged ears because you can't hear, and then it affects everything. So the Yorkie coloring book, what pack as it is. So it's really cute, but I don't know if you can print or not. And I mean, she does so many beautiful books. And I thought of you and Ivy Joe. So, I also put in the super chats. I put in other things too, guys, for you. So I made sure everything was on and working. Didn't expect that I was going to be using my polychromos today. You see what happens when you start looking at the picture when it comes together. That's what I like about Fabiana's books, is that there's always they look simple, but they're not simple. No, whose books always somewhat intimidate me, and then I'll start doing a picture. Is the Kirby books. I have a lot of whips in those books. Except for Fragile World. Fragile World is the only one where I start something and then I finish it, but I'll look at the animal in real life to see what it looks like. I haven't done any this week, so this month so far, but I still have a lot of time. I mean, it's only the 10th. Well, I can't say what my favorite pencils are because they keep changing. And a lot of that is based on the paper. But someone goes to me, when you use your color yard books and your color books, what do you prefer? And those books, I prefer to color with markers just because those papers are glossier. So the pencils don't really work on those books. Like a book like this works well with pencils. This book would not work well with markers because it's double-sided. So I know some people have done it and they do it really well. I've seen some people do watercolors in these books, and I'm like, I'm always a little impressed because I always think to myself, wow, they did a nice job on that with the watercolor. I've been enjoying Wolf Trent season 2. I started watching season 2. I caught up on it. I've been enjoying watching that. I'm also in my spare time when I get a chance, I watch old episodes of 911. It's actually a pretty good show, actually. I mean, they moved it from Fox to ABC this year, so I'm still nowhere up to that. I'm still in season 1. I'm just up to the part where Connie Brennan's character's mother just passed. So, and that's hard. So I've been watching old episodes of 911. Who saw WrestleMania this week? Who thought that last match? I tell you, WrestleMania was insane. That last match on the main event for night 2. That had to be like the insanest match ever. And, the thing is with I try to go to as many people's streams as I possibly can. And sometimes I don't get the chance to, and I feel bad when I don't get a chance to go to as many people's streams as I want to. Then I try to watch the replays when I can. But I'm like at 100 videos already to get through, so please give me time and forgiveness if I don't get to your video right away. It's so hard to get to everybody's video. Don't worry, her outfit's going to be the traditional blue, like it always is. Then I'm going to make a little bows red, like I always do. Everybody always makes those bows red. This is the polychromos. So it's funny because I have like 3-4 different sets. I have polychromos, the Lost in Wonderland, Black Widows. Brown brick. Try to keep her hair. And this is from the Dragon set. Ooh, these like them. Oh, this likes this paper a lot, actually. To tell you the truth, guys, I've not used my Black Widows in this paper. You ever get like all these notices on your phone and it's like, oh. So oh, these are really nice on the paper. Forgot I didn't put that in there. I want to at least have her hair done, you know? I really enjoy doing these books. Too bad it's like not so easy to get these books anymore. Like, you know, you have to search low and high to get these now. You know, if I do get a job where I work full time and I get all those nice benefits, that would be nice if I could get a 401 or a pension with the job because I'm very worried about that right now and I'm trying to get a job like that. You know, I like this job that I have, but it's not, I'm not getting enough days, I'm not getting enough hours. So, the beginning when I wasn't feeling too good and I needed a job to bring in some money, it was okay. But now things, you know, things change and you need different things. But I really like the people I work with a lot. They're all really nice. So, look how nice that is coming out. Let's see if the hair matches her outfit here. A little bit. It's brighter. So we'll say the hair's on a brighter day. Now, see, when you buy the Black Widows now, they're all going to look like this. Even the older sets now look like this, but I think that's because they wanted them to look uniform. Hmm. You can say this is a sunnier day. So, that's so little. I don't remember what my scarecrow. Oh wow, we got 6 people, 5 likes, guys. Keep up with the likes. That's really good. I like that. So we'll put all the red. Then we'll do some red. Make my bows crimson red. think once we're done with Dorothy's outfit, we'll be done with the stream. I know we'll see what we do today, you know. Now we go up and do skin tone. Now let me go get my white. I love my Prismacolor white. Any white will do, but I prefer my white. To get my skin tone done. We are using Prismas for the skin tone. Surprise, surprise, but I love my Prismas. Sorry, that's just it. I just love my Prismas to death, so this ain't any knock on them. On any other brand, I just happen to really like how to use my Prismas. Here's my cream. And I use my Prismas until I can't use them anymore. Until they become itty bitty smitty things. Deco Pink. Now, right now, I'm pretty good with my Prismacolors as far as, again, having duplicates of colors. I do have most of them, not all of them. So I always try to have every color in the Prismas done if I can, but it doesn't always work that way. So Deco Peach. This is the new color. This is Orchid. This takes place of the lavender. Now I'm going to make her skirt purple instead of blue. Now her skirt's supposed to be blue, but there's no rule against that. This is the new purple color from Prismacolor. This is an Orchid. I have another one. I was trying to get the other colors before they ran out. Peach Beige. This is another color if you want to make the skin a little darker. This is not like the beige or nectar color. Then we will do the last color, which is the light peach. And I have a new light peach because the other one ran out. And then this is beige. Definitely think this is a two-part stream. How many of you guys think this is a two-parter? So hopefully I can come back tomorrow or Friday. Whenever I get a chance to do it. Now we'll go to light peach. And you can tell I just replaced it. Because remember, when you get your Prismacolors, they look like this. So this is a brand new peach pencil that I just replaced today. Before I came on, I was looking at which pencils need to be replaced. Which ones are like down to nibs. So you can blend this. What I like about the light peach pencil is that you can use it like the granite rose that you have in my Pablos. I no longer have my Sohos because I didn't like them anymore. I gave them to one of my neighbors who liked them. So it works out well for me not to have the Sohos anymore because they were hurting my hands every time I used them. I don't like when pencils hurt me. So I got rid of my Sohos. So I gave them to my neighbor who likes a thicker pencil, likes a harder pencil. Some people like thicker pencils. Some people like lighter pencils. See? We did use Prismas. I always end up using those. Don't worry, the top is going to be blue. I have no idea what we're going to color this crow because I do not do well with black or dark purple. Unless I'm doing it in marker, then it's different. I like doing these kinds of pictures. Why? Because they're fun to do. I actually have an idea what I'm going to do with all those things, but this is going to be hard. That's going to be hard because I have no idea how to color the crow. You see, it's when I have to get into the little edges here that it's hard. So that's why when you have a sharp pencil, it's a little bit better because you can get into those tiny things if your pencil is sharpened. I enjoyed this piece. I enjoy Fabiana books, the fairy tale ones. I don't have all of them, but I didn't get Jungle Book because I didn't really. I don't really care for Jungle Book as a fairy tale. Don't get me wrong. I think it's a good fairy tale. It's just not my it's not one of my favorites growing up. I think this is Blue Horizon. This is from the Scorpion set. See, sometimes it's easy to do one part and then you worry about everything else later on. That's what I do. I focus on one area of a picture when I have a double page spread. That way I don't worry. And then when I get to the hard part, which is going to be the scarecrow, I'm like, well, what do I do to make the scarecrow different when I get to it? But it's better just to take one area at a time like I did in this picture and then not worry about how I get there until I get there. These Black Widows really like this Fabiana picture. Interesting. And which one is this one? Oh, it's this little blue one. This is from the Scorpion. And I got some purple in the picture. My niece would be so proud of me. My niece is always saying, not enough purple, not enough purple. I was like, oh, this kid is, she's too much. My little niece is so funny because she's going, not enough. So I start laughing when she starts saying these things to me because I'm like, oh, you're just like, oh, you're going to be a lot to handle for anybody. So I just replaced that one because this one's getting to that point. I think what I want to do with the hat there. No, we know it's a straw hat. I want to do one more thing. No, he's supposed to have a straw hat, but doesn't mean that we can't have some fun in it. I said that was going to be it, but I think I want to do one more thing and start to get him the colors in there. I'm going to color over the hat and just make it one color, not all these little things. This one is called Starry Night. I think doing another page sometimes. You know, coloring, there's no such thing as a wrong thing. You're the boss of your coloring book, according to Dee Dee. You know, and I like that when she said, you're the boss of your coloring book. Basically meaning you do what you want to do with it. You color the choices you want. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're not. So sometimes happy accidents happen, you know. I recently got rid of one of my Chinese books because I spilled a lot of shit all over it. The kids didn't mean to do, you know, kids was working one day and she accidentally spilled some stuff and ruined the book. But you know what? That was a book I wasn't partial to, so it wasn't a big loss. So remember, it was one of the older books I got, but wasn't in very good shape. It was all messed up anyway. So, I wasn't upset about it losing the book last time she came over. So now if it was something like what I've been working on for a while, like something like a Kirby book or one of my other books, I might have been more upset. So I was like, it's okay. These things happen. So we're doing that. So you see how nice the colors are? I thought that was really good coloring in that to fix that. I think this will be nice to do like that. Now I normally don't recommend doing this, but we know that's going to be an ocean because I've decided to make it water instead of a land. Decided to stay a little bit longer. So I was really happy. One of the things I watched this weekend was WrestleMania. I was so happy with the way WrestleMania. I was not expecting those big ass twists in the main event. Tell you, everybody got involved. It was like Cody's family got involved, Roman's family got involved, The Rock got involved, Cena got involved, The Undertaker showed up. So basically, if you watched night one of WrestleMania, it was Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes versus Roman and The Rock. Now, if Cody Rhodes and Seth lost against Roman and The Rock, it'd be a bloodline rules match, meaning anything goes match. I mean, the family could get involved without anything. So basically, we all thought that Cody Rhodes was going to be screwed during the night two of the event. So basically, I wish Danielle was here so I could discuss this with Danielle, but that's okay. So basically, everything was going good because his wife came out with Cody in the entrance. I mean, the entrances were just spectacular. Were spectacular. So then what happened was the match was good, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Jimmy Uso comes out of nowhere, kicks Cody right before he's going to pin the Roman, and it looked like he was going to win at this point. Then Jimmy Uso comes in, and then all of a sudden, Jay Uso, Jimmy's twin, who's on the outs with his family, comes in. So you're like, oh my god, does a super kick. They end up fighting off the ramp, and Jay Uso at some point spears his brother Jimmy off the ramp of WrestleMania. So that's what happened there. I'm gonna make that yellow. I don't know why I'm making that yellow. So then this match, that's dark blue. So then the match becomes even more crazy at that point. So yellow. Amethyst. I'm gonna make the bird purple. I don't know why, but I gotta make the crow purple in a way. So then what happens is the match goes on, right? But then Solo Sikoa, another one of Roman's cousins, gets involved during the match. And it looked like Cody was going to lose once again because of Solo. Then who comes out but John Cena, right? And they get into an altercation because earlier in the last year, they had John Cena had a match against Solo Sikoa and lost. Although the loss was somewhat suspect, you know what I mean? There were others who helped cause John Cena's loss. So, you know, John Cena was. So then John Cena gives him an attitude adjustment and puts him through a table. Cody ends up winning the match, of course, but I tell you, it was crazy. That match was just pure craziness. Then once Solo Sikoa stopped with The Rock coming, crazily enough. And The Rock and John have a confrontation. And The Rock, you know, John does his classic "You can't see me." So then that becomes crazy, and it's like really funny. Right? I forgot to put this thing in here. So then they get into a confrontation, right? And of course, The Rock body slams. But at this point, Cody and Roman are pretty much down on the mat. All of a sudden, it looks like The Rock is going to choke slam Cody. And then all of a sudden, hey, Molly, how are you? So then The Rock has, Seth comes out in the middle of the ring to help Cody, but he comes out in his old Shield gear. And then there's a chair in the ring. We were talking about WrestleMania, that crazy main event. And then all of a sudden, Seth comes out and just stops that. And then he knocks out Seth. But Brock does that. Then all of a sudden, it looks like he's going to hurt Cody. And then all of a sudden, the lights go off and you hear Undertaker's music come out for a special appearance. Because, you know, the Undertaker's retired, but sometimes he comes out for a special appearance here and there. Right? And so then we're going to figure out what we're going to do with those to make those bright yellow. Who has a bright yellow here? Ooh, there's not a bright yellow here, but there might be a bright yellow in my other set. There's a bright yellow in my other set. That's really a nice yellow. That might be a little too yellowish. Dark cadmium yellow. Looks at The Rock and he slams him. He choke slams him, and then all of a sudden the lights go back off. There's Seth and Cody lying in the ring, right? Then somehow Roman grabs a chair. And he sees Seth, and he sees Seth. So he has the choice of who he's going to go. Roman and Seth were in a group called the Shield, right? And then all of a sudden he decides to hit Seth. And then after you know that, what happens is he hits Seth. But after he does that, and Cody takes advantage and does his finisher. I forget what his finisher is, but it's a really good finisher. And then all of a sudden, he pins Roman 1, 2, 3. So it's so funny how everybody is like, "Yay, he finally did it!" Yes, he finally did it. So I think this is the color we will use for those things on the bottom. Oh, I like those. This color is nice. Right? So then he does that. I tell you, that was like everything and the kitchen sink in that main event of WrestleMania. Oh, I see we still have some time. I just did not think we'd get this far in this picture. We're coloring from Wizard of Oz this month. This is a Fabianna Attanasio book. This book is out of print right now. You can't really get it on Amazon. I mean, there's probably a few places you could go look for it. I know some people have found it on Italian websites for her fairy tale book. These are the Hepshing pencils. So we have used polychromos, prismas, black widows, and the Hepshing pencils. Or the Finding the Lost Girl pencils. These are Finding the Lost Girl pencils. So I would say that these are more like my polychromos, like a knockoff of my polychromos is the closest thing I can tell you what I like about them. So, you know, one of the things that I was like, I thought that was like the craziest. That's okay. Do you still have Ivy Joe? Tell you, dogs keep you very active. Mm-hmm. Ivy Joe's really cute. I think we're almost done with the half of the page, though. I know it's like kind of a weird thing to say that I'm enjoying them. Enjoy doing pieces that are fun for me to enjoy. I think there definitely will be a part 2 because I still have to do the thing in here and here. We just haven't figured out the colors yet. Maybe there'll be a part 2, maybe there won't. All depends on where we get to. I'm liking this piece. This is one of my more... Oh, lordy, do they... You know, you need to put ads because they make money off of you. No ads, no money gets made. You know, all the... I really did not think we would get this far in this picture. See, when I come on, it's usually because I have time. I'm itching to do one, but if I'm off. But tomorrow I have to go to the doctor because my ears are all clogged, and so I'm not hearing correctly. So when you're not hearing correctly, it's really annoying. So they're probably going to have to clean out my ears and get all that wax out. It's annoying because I need to be able to hear for work. It's like all muted. And I'm looking for another job. Even though I like this job, I can't stay here economically, for me, economically. And I'm also looking for a job that has like a, what's they call it, 401k, some retirement thing. So this way then I'm not claiming disability for the rest of my life. And you can get in trouble if you claim disability. They can prove that you don't technically have it. So, you know, I want to claim, I want to start thinking, I'm thinking about retirement and all this crap that I have to think about for my future. So I definitely want a job that pays more. No, I just wanted a job to have some money to come in so I could pay my bills. But you know, I'm at the point now where I'm physically and I'm able to do more, and I feel like I could handle a full-time job. The only thing about that then is there would be less time to stream, and the only days I would be able to stream are some days that where I would have to start doing pre-recorded videos for my days off, you know, as well as a live stream. I'd have to film a few days worth of content and a few videos. I think that's where I'm going to end right now. My hand is starting to get a little cramped. You know when your hand gets all that cramped? I'm starting to feel some pain. Where the pain comes from is right here. So I know when it's time to leave. So I'm starting to feel some pain. So I want to thank you guys for coming. Everybody stay safe and healthy. So I definitely think there is room for a part 2 in this book. So we do have... What happened to my little sticky? I had a little sticky, now it's gone. That's okay. We have more stickies. It's just annoying when you get a sticky. Because what I do with the sticky is I, what do you call them, faggots? Oh, that's not supposed to happen. What happens is I get a little faggot, so I could just... It's okay. We'll get something in there. At some point, there'll be something in there to do it. So I hope you guys have all enjoyed this stream. So my hand is running for almost an hour and 30 minutes. So I hope everybody has enjoyed this stream. I know I have. Everybody stay safe, stay healthy, stay well. Oh no, this is what we have color today. Everybody, I hope you have enjoyed this stream. Everybody have a great weekend, a colorful experience. And remember the hashtag this month for mine is April Fairy Tale. So it's basically any fairy tale that includes all the fairy tales we grew up on, including Johanna Bassett's Ivy and there. If you have a Korean book that's a Korean fairy tale, I'll take the Korean fairy tale book. I'll even take the Erie's World Literature coloring book, and then she has Erie has the one that has fairy tales on the cover, so I'll take that also. If you have a Chinese fairy tale, anything that's a fairy tale from a country, I'll take it. Masha Vandenberg has a fairy tale coloring book. I'll take that too. So I hope you guys have all enjoyed that. I'll even take the Emil Liedhold Oberg fairy tales book in that as well. So that will count as well. So I'm pretty liberal about what counts as a fairy tale. So basically fairy tales are Little Mermaid, Alice in Wonderland, Wizard of Oz, The Jungle Book, Snow White, Beauty and the Beast. All those I will take as one. So I hope you guys have all enjoyed this stream. Everybody stay safe, stay healthy, and remember to keep well and be good to one another. Bye, everybody.